Let's take a look at how we could rotate these two different types of artwork using the Orient Tool, which is part of the free plugin called Subscribe by Astute Graphics. Here, if I select this guy on the right, you see this is a vector-based image made up of different anchor points and paths to create this logo. Here on the left, I have this pixel-based image, and when I zoom in, you see all the different stair-stepping from the different pixels used to create this logo. I'll zoom all the way out, and I actually want to focus on this guy first. I'll zoom in a bit. Now, if you notice here, it has a transformation box, but that's actually not going to help us straighten this guy out. If I start to rotate, I actually have to guess how this guy is actually going to land horizontal, because if I introduce the shift key, it's actually going to make a mess of things because of the way the transformation box was initially. I'll go ahead and release that. Hit Command Z to bring it back to how it was. If you come over here to the Tools panel, you'll find the Orient tool. Just click on it once to activate it, and you're ready to go. There's two different ways you could set your rotation points for your artwork. One is by clicking and dragging, and when you get to your next destination, release, and then you're ready to go. Or you could actually click once, release, and then come to your new destination, and then click again to set that rotation point. That's the method I'm going to use to straighten this guy out. So if you take a look at this text here, I'm going to use this straight edge to actually get this guy nice and horizontal. I'll show you how I do that. I'll come over and hover over this anchor point here and click once, and then bring my cursor over to this anchor point and then click again. Now my two rotation points are set, and when I hover over either one, I get these double arrows letting me know that it's ready to start rotating. In order to rotate, all you have to do is click and drag, and now it's doing a freeform rotation. If you introduce the shift modifier key, it'll actually constrain to the rotation set in your preferences. I'll release it there, and you see it's set nice and horizontal. Hit Command K to go into your preferences, and you see the constraint angle is set to 0. If I change this to 30 degrees, hit enter to accept. Now when I make this rotation and hold down the shift key, you see it's constraining it to 30 degrees. So if I release it, it's not going to look horizontal how I want it. So I hit Command K, come back into constraint angle, and set it back to 0, which is the default. Now if I hover over this, I get my double arrows. I'll click and drag, introduce the shift key, and when I release my mouse, it'll be nice and straight. There's another modifier key you could use. If you hover over this section, click and drag, then introduce the Alt or Option key, take a look at the cursor. Now you have a little plus symbol there. If I release the mouse first, it's actually duplicated my artwork. I'll hit Command Z to undo that, and then let's bring our attention over here to this pixel-based image. All I have to do is select this guy and make sure my Orient tool is activated here in the Tools panel. Because this is a pixel-based image, Subscribe is going to use that information to straighten this out. All I have to do is make sure my artwork is selected, hold down the Alt key, and then double click on the image, and it automatically straightens this guy out for me. I didn't even have to set these rotation points or anything. And that's how you use the Orient tool, which is part of the free plugin called Subscribe by Astute Graphics.